first Woodworking Europe group chat, and I'm your host, Pete TGIF, Peter Freitag from Germany, and I've got a couple of guests around with me, and I guess I should start by introducing Daniel. Daniel, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. Well, my name's Phil. I think you usually find me on the on Facebook. I can hear myself relaying. Anyway.
And I'm your host, Pete.
There's a relay. I can continuously hear myself now.
And I've got a couple.
But anyway, my name's Dan Village. I'm usually on the forums and from woodworking.nl, which is our Dutch forum, and on the Woodworking for Europe Facebook page. I live in the Netherlands, and well, I'm a hobbyist woodworker really.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. The next one on the list is Houtje.
Oh, well, I'm Houtje and I live in the Netherlands too, and I'm also on the Woodworking Forum .nl, and well, I'm also a teacher and I love to do some woodworking. That's it. And you can find me on all social media if you want to find what I'm doing.
Okay, thank you, Houtje. And Pat, where are you from, and what are you doing in the woodworking community?
Okay, I'm Pat. I'm originally from Germany, Frankfurt, but I live over in England for 20 years now. I had for 18 years my business working as a joiner, and I've gone into teaching then. So I teach woodwork, metalwork, anything like that. And now at college, projects that we make are handmade stuff, and what I'm going to give to the woodworking community is going to show projects that I made with students and how I engage and become, like I always call, engineers. You know, doesn't matter if it's wood, metal, whatever it is, an engineer, to have that thinking mind to create something for the future, a long-lasting thing.
Thank you, Pat, for introducing yourself. Now, the last but not least is Wayne from WM Woodworking. And Wayne, please introduce yourself and your channel.
Hi, I'm Wayne Martin. I learned electronic technician in the military and in school. And but during the military, I got off on the wrong track there. But now I drive a 40-ton truck after I got out of the military because I couldn't use my electronic, what I learned in Germany. So, but also I learned woodworking in school, and which I really was always a great love of mine. So, so now that I have the time and the money, I started my hobby, and been doing it about a year now. So that's where I'm at right now.
Thank you, Wayne, for the information about your channel and about who you are. I've got some feedback. I don't know from which from whom it is coming, but it's kind of strange now. Okay, so I guess for coming up to the question of and the topic of this hangout is why are you in the Woodworking Europe group, and what is it about what you like, and why did you join the group? And I'll start again with Daniel. Please, Daniel, go ahead and just talk a little about what you are expecting from the group and what you are getting out of the group.
Well, what I've obviously you've added me, so I joined the group. What I'd really like to see is solutions for American YouTube videos and techniques that they use, but we are unable to have here in Europe, like dado stacks and such things. Also noting, obviously, that we live in an entirely different economy than the US does. including their supplies. We have very limited supplies, while they have full stores of it. So that's an issue. So really join the group for more information, just regular show and tell, get some information, and well, good ideas from each other. Obviously working with the supplies that we have.
Thank you, Daniel. And this is quite interesting because, well, the intention of bringing up this group was, as a German, I'm not that familiar with the English language, and for me, it had been a great secret what mineral oil is. The Americans are using as a food safe finish, for example, as everything saying mineral oil, the direct translation into German would be something out of raw oil, and this couldn't be food safe. So in a way, it had been one of the ideas. Well, find out what they are talking about. Well, we might talk the same language, but in the end, we mean a total different stuff. So, thank you, Daniel, for your idea of why you joined this group. And now I go over to Houtje. And Houtje, please just talk a little bit about why you are in this group and what are you expecting from the group.
Well, the first thing the reason why I went to the group is that I want to know more about the woodworkers in my country, because they are hard to find where I live, and also how they what suppliers they use for their tools and the supplies like wood, because exotic wood is hard to get here in Holland, and you need somebody really good to know what kind of wood they have and where you can buy it and how much it is. And I'm also very interesting, like what tips and what techniques they use here in Europe. Well, just as Daniel said, all the Americans, they have so much what we don't have, and so maybe we can learn from each other. Or if you order something from the United States, it costs you a lot of money and a lot of taxes you have to pay to get it in. So I'm always asking people, if they buy something, where did you buy it and what supplier do you use to get your tools or whatever. And transporting it in Europe is less much money than get it from overseas. So I'm very interested in what everybody is doing and what they make and why they do it that way, or we can learn from each other.
Thank you, Houtje. Well, I've got the first question, but I don't know, and whether this is a question. It just says, "Hello, Peter from Sychronos," and I hope there will be more questions coming up. Then I'll be pleased to pass these on onto the panel and to get them answered. Next one on the list, on the schedule, is Pat. And Pat, please introduce your idea of why you joined the Woodworking Europe group, and why what are you expecting from the group?
Well, the reason I joined the European Woodworking Group was because, like I said, I do a lot of woodwork and I wanted to share it with other people. And obviously, like I said before, I started to make loads of my own tools. Like I'm currently making, it's a bit of a copy of what I've seen on YouTube of the 3-dimensional router table with the X, Y, and Z axis. I'm halfway through building that, so what I do is going to upload some pictures and share them out. You know, obviously, I always believe in one thing I've done with teaching is sharing is caring. So, you know, you share what you do, and, you know, other people share back, and that's how you learn and develop yourself. And that's what I'm hoping to get out of the woodworking group. So when I share things, people comment back and vice versa, seeing other people's ideas to gain new ideas from it.
That's interesting from the professional point of view. As well, we've got 4 non-professional woodworkers, and you are the one who is the real professional.
Yeah, I'm the professional one, but like I said, I took 6 years out now. It's
Well,
the last 6 years teaching, you know, and going from secondary school teaching, going into further education, what they call college. It's a huge difference. I've only been in this new position now for the last 2 months, and it's a lot. I've gained more time back, you know, so hopefully I can spend more time woodworking again.
Yeah, but nevertheless, it is interesting to hear from a professional point of view why somebody is in a group where well, most of the members are non-professional hobbyists. So thank you, Pat, for this. For this, and now again for the last but one, Wayne, why are you in the group, and what do you expect from the group?
I'm in the group because a friend of mine, he invited me to the group, which I am grateful of, Peter. But mostly the reasons have been touched upon by Daniel and Yuti, stuff like that. It's the obstacles and stuff that we have in Europe that I want to see how the other people here doing their woodworking, how they come over these obstacles and how they get things done without the tools that me being American that we have in the States, but we don't have in Europe the availability of the tools so easily. I mean, dado blades, for example, would be very nice to have. But also I joined for finding the friendships that are nearby. I mean, I'm with friends on Facebook, for example, with a couple of people in the States, but it's impossible to visit them, or to visit their shop or whatever. So it's good to have the group here. We can see who's in our near, and when we have a problem, maybe even get in contact with them, because they know what we have for supplies here in Europe to use. So that's basically the main reason I guess I'm here in Woodworking Europe.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne. Strange. I still get the feedback now at the moment. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, sorry, Wayne. Well, we have to sort that out. For the next sessions we make. Okay, but I want to stick with Wayne, and I just want to ask now a question. What do you wish for the Woodworking Europe group for future projects coming up as a collaboration build or something like that? What I've got in my mind now. What do you wish on special information on the Woodworking Europe group? Just in your case, what do you want?
I'm not quite sure of your question, Peter.
Okay, I'm just thinking of what is your expectation for the future to improve this group and to actually have better source of information, getting plans in the section up, or getting some detailed articles about something in the group to share with everyone.
Like maybe doing product reviews or stuff like that, you mean? Or
something.
For example, what we have for tools here, what the best tools to use for our budget or whatever.
Well, something like that. For example, as I had been posting something that I would be in the market for buying a new grinder, and I had the setup there, and I got some answers on this post, and this would be also a nice way to share with mainly German or other European, where I got my ideas from, where I got the sources from, where to buy this stuff. Because when you see the Americans are talking about a slow grinder, and then it's strange it's hard to find a slow grinder over here in Germany online, and something like this. Well, sharing information about, like Houtje said, about suppliers of wood or something like that. Getting out plans from or ways of woodworking, how the old people did it. Well, back in the ancient days, for example, how they did it in Europe compared to anything else. That had been my question.
Yeah, well, I can't really give you an answer there because I'm kind of new in the woodworking. Like I said, it's always been a great love of mine. But
well, one phrase that I have.
What the groups should be trying to bring into the European community, I'm really at a loss right now because I really wouldn't know because I'm not a professional. Maybe Pat would be better to answer a question like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say one phrase I have back from my apprenticeship times in German: Handgemacht lebt immer, handmade lives forever. Because when you make something by hand, you cherish it a lot more than if it's just bought off the shelf, like we said before, not mentioning the company with 4-letter name, spread all across Europe. That one company where people go there, buy something, use the little Allen key that comes, put it together and go, I'm a woodworker now. I said, no. If you can't make it if you can't cut the straight line by hand, you're not a woodworker.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Good, that sounds nice.
Okay, you just.
I kind of feel the same way with the CNC machines that are going like wildfire in the States. Right?
Well,
I'm kind of against the CNC machines, but
you can see. I will say one thing. I used a CNC before, and I've got a 3D printer as well. I can design things with AutoCADs and stuff like that. But you'll always see if something's CNC made or if it's handmade. Handmade, it's got that pristine touch to it. There's things you can see on joints how they're made. If they are square in the corners and not round. If there's no secret hidden away part, don't look at this side because you see where the machine marks are or something. There is huge differences there.
Well, that's what I learned in school when I was in the wood shop in the States in high school. We did things with hand tools before we were even allowed to touch the table saw or your lathes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I see your point.
But see, I can say one thing from working in the education world now. They don't give students enough time now to do hand stuff anymore. They want them straight on machines, and I always believe you have to learn a hand skill first before you can use a machine. Because it's a lot. It's once you can make a wood joint by hand, and you have the thought behind it, the feel for the tool, for how you're cutting, easy made on the machine. And the same with metalworking. I can put it onto a mill and easily take off a couple of thou to make something fit together. But if you have to file it by hand and make sure it stays square to join it together, there's a skill to that. And that skill then shows off with precision. And over time, the more you work with hand tools, the more precise you come by yourself that you're going to work to tolerances.
I do have to agree that there should be a good good hybrid mix of hand tools and power tools. You know,
Yeah.
just to finesse joints and everything. A good hand plane is really all you need.
Yeah. Well, when you machine cut something, you never leave it machine cut, do you? You use the plane and put a nice cut edge onto it then.
No, but
Yes.
what I would like to see for the group to be inserted more, I think is it's just like Houtje says, it's the problem with supplies really. I posted up a question about hinges, and I finally found them. But it's really hard to get those hinges. Apparently, you can get all sorts of doodads and knickknacks from overseas, but it's not available here.
Well, I'll check in the UK because I will say we've got good UK.
I already found them, but hey, thanks, Ian.
Yeah, we have got good UK suppliers.
Oh yes. So yeah, my main thing is I usually go out to the UK to look for stuff, or Germany, just because it's cheaper. And I'm Dutch, so yeah, cheap's good.
No, it's not cheapskate. That's wise thinking.
Being economical.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's also my policy as I got the main idea now out of this conversation. It is that you have to understand the tool you're working with, and by using the basic hand tools, you learn what it means to ride a bevel when it comes to turning on a lathe, for example. If you've never done so, you don't know how the forces work on the wood or how the forces of the tools work on the wood, and you are not able to get any power tool to a nice finish. At least that's my idea. I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but this is my idea about woodworking and about hand tools and machines. There is a time for a hand tool, and there is a time for CNC as well. But you'll actually notice the difference.
Well, I can say if you use a chisel, for example, to pare a joint, so get the really fine feeling together, you can only do that with practice. And that does take some time to get that practice, to have that fine skill, just to take off like a millimeter a grain.
Yeah, that's what I also this is what I meant, as I had been trained on metalworks as well, and I know what you are talking about when you're staying square by filing away something. We had to make a vise, a metal vise for the drill press by hand, with all this making these dovetailed grooves and all of that, so it works and all of that. And we had to do this by filing instead of just programming a CNC. We had to do this by filing. Well, this had been back in 1986. 1987, but nevertheless, this should be the start for actually getting into understanding what you are doing before you go over to the CNC. I had been a CNC operator for 3 years now before I got before I retired. But that's the reason why I know when I'm talking about CNC, I've got the experience on CNC as well. But nevertheless, it's very, very important to understand the tools, how they work, and when you've never touched a hand tool before, you can't get the same results as if you are well trained.
But using hand tools only comes with practice.
Right.
And like I say to students, never be afraid to fail, because it does happen.
Yeah.
The woodworker or the engineer that says they never failed, I said never. Because there's a famous quote by James Dyson. He says 5,000 failures before he actually made the working Hoover, or vacuum cleaner, should we say? This say by the right name.
Right.
That's 5,000. You know, he done, and he admits that openly. Because I had him once in school on a live chat with students, and he said that.
But I think that's one inherent skill that you need to have, or you tend to create when you're a woodworker, is to hide mistakes, little design changes.
Yeah. Well, a good designer is someone who can make out of a mistake, make something good from it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Houtje, as you are a teacher as well?
Yes, I'm a teacher as well, and I'm learning the beginning skills of woodworking and metalwork. And well, the funniest thing is, kids are a little bit lazy, and they always want to use machines to do the job. And well, I learned them to use the hand tools first, because if you don't use the hand tools first, you don't know what you are doing. So it's very funny to listen to you all, how that works. And I try to it's also that kids ask when they have to clean something up, where's the machine? I said, well, you're the machine and you are doing it. And well, I think it's good to use the hand tools first to know what skills you can do with that before you're using the machinery.
What's the age group?
I work with kids from 12 till 15 years old, and they have a learning disability too. So I'm learning the basics of the hand tools and woodworking.
Okay, I can share with you then. I will share with you some woodworking projects and metalworking projects that I have that only require hand tools to make some nice little objects. You know, and they really enjoy that, because once they see a good outcome from some hand tools, there has to be an outcome they have to see, and then they will actually invest the time into it. That is the thing, you know. Kids, well, it was once put to me this way: we are probably looking at us on the picture. We are from the Generation X. Generation X is the time before you had a mobile phone. You might have known what a computer is. Then came Generation Z. Oh, sorry, Generation Y. Generation Y started having mobile phones and computers and the internet. And Generation Z, if you can't find it within 7 minutes, it's boring. And I actually must have a new Generation ZZ now, because some students are, if it doesn't work by 2 clicks, guess what? It's not interesting to go and watch.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I think we as we got to this point now, and we are well, we are not running out of topic, but it's getting very, very special at the moment. I guess we should leave something like that for future Hangouts. And I don't want to shut this down now, but we had our half an hour, and I would like to invite you for some famous last words for on the panel now. And I guess I'll start this time again with with Daniel, because you are the first in the row down here in the bottom. I see.
Yeah. Famous last words. Yeah. Measure once, measure twice, cut once.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. And Houtje, what is your conclusion about this? Well, first hangout we had here, and what are your famous last words?
My famous last words. Well, I think it's good to inspire everyone on the group because I think there are a lot of potential and a lot of creative people out there, and I think it's good to share the things with each other so we can move on.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Houtje. And Pat, what are your famous last words?
My famous last words is start with 10 and finish your woodwork always with 10. Because I've had cut myself in this thumb once, cut myself in this finger once, and guess what? It's not worth it.
Yes, I bet so. That this is really not worth losing fingers or whatever. But in the end, we shouldn't be overprotective, like putting our children into bubble wrap and expecting.
If you've not hurt yourself, you've not tried.
That's right. That's what I wanted to say. And now for Wayne, I just tried to unmute you. Wayne, what are your famous last words on the panel?
Yeah, everybody get out into your shop and make some wood, make some sawdust, and be safe doing it.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne. And well, now as a host of this hangout, I've got the famous last words. And first of all, I want to thank everyone who participated in this first hangout. And everything is subject for improvement, but nevertheless, it will improve. And I'm hoping for the statistics. We had 2 viewers over the time. Unfortunately, no comments. Well, it's the first show. Unfortunately, no comments. But nevertheless, I guess this will improve over the time, and I hope we'll have more interesting topics coming up. And I'll leave a link on the Facebook page as well for suggestions for other for upcoming events. And I hope I'll see you over there, and I'll see you next time we do the hangout. I haven't got the schedule for hangouts already. But I guess it will be at least every 2 weeks or so that we have a live hangout on air, a Google Hangout on air about the Woodworking Europe group and with the members of the Woodworking Europe group. So thank you very much, and as everyone says, stay safe in the shop, be inspired, and do some woodworking. Thank you very much.
See you. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.